Hello there, beautiful Cancerian energies. Welcome to my Tarot Nook. I hope all is well and good with you. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be a no contact reading for you, Cancer. And we're going to check in here with everything you need to know about the person that you're in no contact with, where their thoughts and feelings are, what they're not sharing, what they want you to know, how they're feeling overall about everything, what their potential next moves might be, okay, and all that good stuff in between. If you enjoy tarot, you're new here, welcome, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I post here regularly, I guess I should say. I'm starting to post more so weekly. And yeah, so 2024 was a little wild for me health-wise, but we kind of pushed through, so we're here and we do what we do. So Cancer, I also do variety style readings on this channel, so you can check the playlist if you'd like for the types of readings I do. This is a different style reading I'm doing this time with the no contact. I'm not using a whole lot of decks, just two simple decks. I also just previously completed a series where I only did strictly tarot, and in the past I've done readings where I pull multiple messages for you from your angels, angels, guides, and oracles and a whole lot. So there's a variety in that sense. All right. So if anything sticks out, if you enjoy any of it, let me know, say more or something like that, and I can do more of that for y'all. All right. So we have Inseparable here. This is the card we will start with. We also have New Chapter, Disagreements, Space, and Reciprocity. All right. So let's go ahead and see what Inseparable is all about here for you at this time. So for Inseparable, it says, our love is always there despite the distance. Okay, I feel like your ex here, or this person that you're in no contact with right now, it's like a feels like there's like a deeper connection and a more meaningful one for them with you here. Like maybe something that they don't necessarily talk about a lot. Okay, despite like the physical distancing right now, or like the communication, gap. I feel like they feel like the bond you share is just not easily broken. All right. So feels like, even though that they're not reaching out, something within them just makes them feel like, you two are connected somehow. Okay. There's something that links you two together. All right. So I feel like emotionally it feels like they're kind of still attached to you here, Cancer. Okay. There's like a persisting energy where, um, there's more meaning to this connection to them than physical contact. Okay, so it feels like for them right now, this feels more like of a pause, all right, than it does feel like a breakup for them. Okay, they're not seeing this as the end. And I feel like, this is maybe something that your ex is kind of realizing, holding on to their feelings, or maybe not necessarily talking much about how they feel. With the reciprocity showing up as well, it's kind of like they're realizing that there's a little bit of an imbalance. All right, so I feel like they think of the good times a lot, like they really really miss you, and I feel like they're hoping like you guys can build a bridge. All right, and then get yourselves back on track here. I'm trying to move on. This they're trying to move on. Okay, with New Chapter, but they're still stuck. Okay, they're trying to turn the page. They're trying to kind of look at the relationship in a place where I feel like they're trying to maybe respect your wishes or something like that. But I feel like, they're still like stuck. I feel like there's a little bit of a hope, but also like a fear, hope for a new beginning here, but also fear of losing that special something that they have with you, like for good. All right, so feels like even though this card is talking about like moving on, it's not just about starting with like somebody new altogether, but it's also about healing from the past, wanting to move on from like like heal, move on, let's fix this, let's grow something, let's correct something here. Okay, so I feel like, for a lot of you, your ex might be feeling like a little kind of nostalgic here. I feel like they're also excited. I feel like they feel confident, that there's potential here for something to work out between the two of you. So they're looking forward to like what the days will bring. It feels more like they're more about the hopeful side and excited side, but also it feels like, you know, right now, like, feels like, you know, there's like all this walking away. By the way, your reading has so many wands. So like we had the fire sign, got the world, even though it's an earth sign, but it's associated with fire. With fire, it's all four. We got like the 5, we got the 7, we got the 10, we got the 6, we got the page, and because of these, we have the 7 of Cups, which is unreal because it's like literally love and relationship, emotions and actions. We got the 4 of Wands, like, yo, so this is a very passionate connection to somebody here. It's very meaningful to some degree. I feel like, you know, with the I wish you understood how I feel card, um it maybe this person feels like there's, you know, like there's just too much, you guys don't see eye to eye on some things, or we could be like in a negative space in general, or there could be some like hurt feelings, you know, and not a whole lot of fixing and correcting things. So it just feels like somebody here, may, you know, it feels like maybe like the relationship wasn't like a real thing for them. It could feel like they could have been in a place where there were more, withholding what they're thinking and feeling. Okay, they didn't want to get stuck in a loop. All right, so it's kind of like they were stuck, but they didn't want to get stuck in a loop of like, maybe this person, like, I feel like they feel like they weren't heard, Cancer. Like maybe you weren't hearing them, feeling them, understanding them. All right, so yeah, they want to be heard. I feel like it's not just be heard, but I feel like they also want you, like right now they want to be heard. Like they want you to hear their side of their emotions, and also they want you to acknowledge them. So maybe some of you, you know, maybe it's just too much emotions with this person, or it could, you know, for whatever reasons, you could feel like they're being needy or attached, or whatever their ending. We'll get to the ending here, why things ended and all that. But however things had ended, it does feel like this is somebody that feels like emotionally, they could have kind of been misunderstood, but at the same time, they weren't necessarily being validated or heard. Okay, so I need more time to think. I feel like this is, you're actually your exes right now. As much as they're looking forward to correcting feelings, healing something, and re-entering a new phase here of some sort because of the ending, their space right now, you know, they're kind of going through their thoughts and emotions. You know, like on the one hand, they feel very, very strongly for you, but on the other hand, you know, there could be things here that they're like emotionally, they're really kind of having their like moments with this. Okay, this is a very heavy, passionate card reading. I haven't seen so many wands in my life in any of my readings, to be very honest with you. So and I'm reading about them as much as possible, so I'm pulling on their energy, and I'm like, oh my god. There's a little bit of a warning here in terms of like, you know, risking isolation, because the space is also could be putting themselves in a place where they're going to be reclusing, shutting people out, you know, being withdrawn, holding back, maybe getting a little depressed or something. So this is somebody that's taking this whole no contact or this current situation heavily on the emotional scale for them. All right, and reciprocity, it says here, I want to um, have equal give and take. So again, it feels like this is somebody that's desiring balance. Maybe they're feeling like they're not being heard, the balance is not there. Could be for a lot of reasons. Could be like a lot of you working hard, working multiple jobs, could be having like a family. Your job could require you could be a boss, a freaking top level. I don't know if a CEO is going to be here watching this, but hey, if you're here, CEO, what's up? But I'm just saying, you know, some of you, there could be like a lot of actually things, because so many wands, like not just the action and love and romance. I mean, there's like work here, like work is being put in left and right. So, availability could be an issue. Some of you, you could be, you know, you could be managing like, a custody with a child of your child with somebody. So you're available. So something like that. And I feel like this is somebody that's heavily stuck in their emotions right now towards a relationship, and it just feels like they just want to be understood, they want to be heard. I feel like, you know, they are sensing, they're longing for the love that you have towards one another. They want that, they want you. They love you, actually. It feels like they love you heavily. But it feels like it feels to them like maybe they were more invested in this than you are. All right, so let's go ahead here and switch over to the tarot side. The World card. Okay, so their current energy right now in terms of the no contact, I feel like they're very frustrated. Okay, but this is also coming through with a typical Capricorn energy. Okay, so you know, Capricorn energy, Saturn card as well. So there's a sense of negativity. It's also in the reverse. All right, so there's a sense of restrictive nature going on, restricting themselves, putting themselves through some type of a phase, or you know, a shutout, putting themselves through their emotions here. And I feel like something's feeling very incomplete for them, or that the closure, like I said, inseparable, the closure doesn't feel like it's actual closure to them. It's more, not only are they hopeful, but the closure is something that they is not, this is not the closure. So right now it just feels like they're very frustrated because some things are just not in their final stages for them, or they're not seeing it that way at least. So they are feeling stuck in some sort of a cycle here, and they're having a really hard time moving forward from the breakup or moving away from this distancing right now. So they're kind of going through like the lost phase of things. So they're kind of, yeah, definitely in their feelings of right now. They're kind of feeling really, they're feeling the pain of the breakup or the separation or the no contact. Okay, they're not happy with how things ended. Okay, it's not they're not satisfied. And I say satisfied because Capricorn, you know, this Capricorn energy is like, I'm not satisfied. I'm a Capricorn, and I am wise, and I am full of wisdom, and I am a climber, and this is not, no, I'm not accepting this. So this is somebody that is not accepting. I feel like they're in denial. They're just not accepting that this is the end. This is not the end. Could be a beginning to something different, but they're not done. You guys are not done. Not to them. All right. So, you know, feels though that there's a sense of escaping reality right now because, well, I guess that could be in denial. I don't know. They're just refusing to see this as a breakup. Okay. This is not, they refuse to see it. Just putting it out there. So the Ten of Wands here, this is a Sagittarius energy. It's also Saturn. Surprise, surprise, right? It's bound to Saturn energy as well. So definitely in a space where we're in a feeling a little overwhelmed with things. All right, their current thoughts. I feel they are feeling overwhelmed. I feel like maybe there's a lot of burdens here that they're having to carry. There could be like some responsibilities or something here again that's going on, that, you know, the breakup is bringing like heavy burdens based on those areas. Again, responsibilities could be just maybe even like maybe not showing up to work, taking time off, something like that. So it's just, there's a lot of distractions in that sense. I feel like, you know, they're contemplating, you know, freedom here that they had with you, the love that they had with you that they lost, and the weight of their past actions towards you here. Okay, so they're kind of in a place where they're like, you know, heavily kind of taking things heavily. All right, still carrying the burden. It does feel like, you know, some of you, this person could be thinking about how much effort it took, or how much they actually, like, they feel that, you know, they did as much as they could, and maybe again it feels like they're not being acknowledged or heard or understood. I don't know if we'll see if there's like I'm not pulling victim sense. No, it just feels like this is somebody that's a very emotional, sensitive. Oh, perfect. Thank you, spirit. Oh my God. Very sensitive soul. Very sensitive souls coming through. Okay, it is what it is, but they're sensitive, and so there's a lot of impact going on. Okay, I feel like this is somebody that, you know, they could feel like they're wondering what they did wrong. It feels like there could have been like just an argument, a big fight here taking place, and just kind of there's a no contact, a ghosting, or just kind of a blocking right now, like a temporary breather or some sort. And it feels like this is somebody that's wondering, like, what did I do? Like, I'm not a manipulator. Am I a manipulator? Did I manipulate? Like, it could be something about something where the discussion kind of got big, broad, and heavy, and it feels like maybe words were exchanged. Maybe you called him a manipulator. Maybe you called him something. But they're really kind of in their feelings about all this, bro. Like, it's really heavy, for them. It feels like this is I don't know. I don't feel like they're devastated, bad. But there's a lot of contemplation here going on, okay? So they're feeling heavy. All right. So yeah, the Seven of Wands, you guys. Okay, so this is a Leo energy. This is a Mars associated card as well. Just putting it out there. I feel like they're feeling a little defensive, protective right now in terms of their feelings, of how, where they stand with things. They're kind of trying to, like, stand in their own conviction here, all right? But there's a little bit of pride here taking play for them, all right? So I feel like maybe some of you, this person feels like they need to prove themselves, like that they're not whatever it is you call them or said about them, all right? Or defend their actions during the relationship, like, like maybe they did bring it, you were just not paying attention. It just feels like this is somebody that validation here is their issue. They're really hurt, and they love you. Actually, they're distraught definitely is the word, distraught, and it's causing them issues, and they have a lot of, like, passionate desire, like fire towards you. Like they're not done. This is, to them, this is like, no, I'm not done. No, no way, Cancer, right now. That you're playing, you're just playing. Don't stop playing, Cancer. Is what really, because I mean, they're trying. They're gonna, like, if they're like, oh well, hey, I'm being called this. Well, let me show you what this is. This is not me. This is me. All right. So it's kind of like, to some degree, they want to make you happy. They want to please you. All right. They're trying to kind of do things here. But it's like a Leo card, so, that's why they're feeling heavy and burdened. So are they really a manipulator? And, Leo energy can bring pride, ego, manipulation, gaslighting, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unknowingly. But, so now they're like, well, I'm going to prove that I'm not these things, okay? So they could have, again, been put in a place where they don't want to admit their fault 100% or how vulnerable they are. Maybe they were exposed. Maybe you are dealing with somebody that has personality kind of complex issues or something like that. So calling them out and stuff like that, it hurts the ego. You're waking them up though, so that's also something that could be like rare for them. The Five of Wands here, in terms of what do they want from you right now? Okay, so Five of Wands is a Leo energy. I feel like there's also like a Aries blend here for it regardless. It's, surprise, surprise, a Saturn bound card. So again, in the sense of negative space, negative thinking, negative mindset, I feel like this is a desire, there's a strong desire to have some sort of resolution. All right. They don't want to be confrontational. I feel like they don't want you to be confrontational. They want a resolution. They want to say sorry, or, can we think about this? Can we try again? They don't want any battle. They don't want battle at all. I feel like your person wants to try to win you back. And I feel like they also want to affirm their stance. They want to do both. So they're not going to kind of allow these accusations, even though they may be true, but they're going to show you that they're not that, at least 95% of the time, because we all have our own problems and styles with how we treat people. So it's not like, can't have expectations of people that are like perfections. I mean, unless you're dealing with a Virgo, and that's a whole different story. But try to convince a Virgo they're wrong in what they're thinking in terms of perfection. But the point is, this whole, like, standing your grounds right now, like kind of being in a combative defensive stance, they don't want that. They want that gone. That's not who I am, Cancer, is what I get. That's not how we do it. Like, they're not, it feels like, I don't want to sound mean, but they do not want to be in the doghouse any longer. All right. They want to come back to the Cancer house and hang out. Okay. Page of Wands. All right. Page of Wands. Another Wands. Another surprise. The Page of Wands is here in reverse. Cancer, you're showing up here with this Leo energy. Okay. And surprise, there's a Virgo element here, which I really haven't even, I was joking when I was throwing the Virgo, because Virgos really drive me nuts in these readings. Not in a bad way, but it's just, the Virgo cards usually are rough. But, this is somebody here that has, I feel like, in terms of challenges, I feel like again, it comes down to communication. I feel like they see the biggest challenge is talking, communicating, or even just kind of trying to initiate or approach things with differently. It feels like this person You know, they kind of come across as though they have like a lot of impulsive behavior, and it could be more on the calmer side of things. All right. So I feel like this is somebody, I feel like, you know, maybe you guys disagree on some things because there could be some sort of an age gap that stands out, because this is somebody that's still trying to figure out and explore their place in relationships and in like love connections. And so it's kind of like they're still learning and growing. But I also feel like they are in a place where the challenge for them is not knowing how to address the issues maturely. So their emotions gets the best of them. And I don't know, I don't want to say it like they're a heavy burden on you, but you know, I don't know. For example, some people, their emotional needs are very, very demanding. And I feel for all sorts of people when it comes to stuff like that. But compassion is something I feel like they feel like you need, like you're not as compassionate as they think you should be or want you to be. And they're not seeing you gone from their life. They're not. So they feel like they feel bad about this, but they are kind of also, they only know so much and they can only change so much or do so much. Okay. So feels like for a lot of you, this person might be lying to themselves. All right. Um, in terms of like how willing or ready they are to change, because they may be trying to communicate with you like, you know, well, I can change, I can do things differently, I want a new chapter, let's, you know, that's fine. But you know, like I said, people don't just wake up and change. So it just feels like there's a lot that they're trying to figure out, to kind of like maybe pick at their thoughts, to kind of see like how they can maybe re-engage you back into their life here. Because right now they're feeling like this failure is very heavy for them. Okay, this relationship distancing is not, it's very unexpected for them. Okay. And then the Six of Wands, you know, it's also in the reverse. It's playing with their ego a little bit here. I feel like your ex might not, you know, necessarily take the best steps necessary to overcome these challenges. Okay. Maybe because it's going to take time, you know, to realign their emotional self with their logical self and all that stuff, you know. So I feel like they just want to do something here that's going to bring about success, but they're not going to be able to kind of see something off because they're being blocked. Okay, we have all these things in the reverse with them right now. Well, not just with them, but with the side of the reading. And it feels like they're feeling like a little, like, again, locked out. Okay, like no entry at this point. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, you know, there could be like a hint again of like this whole Leo pride energy kicking in, where you know they're focusing on um how they're not being seen or how they're not being understood versus the relationship and what the relationship needs or lacks. Maybe just there's just no compatibility. Wow, my bottle is shaking because the fan above me is running. I was like, who is moving my bottle? Stop moving. Oh my goodness. My bottle of water, by the way. All right. In terms of the Seven of Cups, it's in reverse, so Scorpio energy. I feel like there's something here with this person that they're scared to admit. Okay, they don't want to admit. They don't want to talk about. Okay, they don't want to admit how much actual feelings they have for you, or that they have seen you like fantasize about you in different ways. You know, maybe getting married, having children. Like maybe this person came in and just took off in this relationship with you without some breaks or just kind of a pace. And I feel like they're being dealt a break right now for whatever the reason. They're being dealt a break where they're kind of really in their thoughts about a lot, and they're really kind of not feeling good about themselves. That's why they're kind of withdrawn. But I do feel like, you know, for a lot of you, there's somebody, they're really scared. They really don't want this illusion, the illusion, not this or this. They don't want the illusions that they have. They don't want those fantasies broken. Like they're like, they want to have the ability to have these thoughts with you, and you know, it's like this is somebody that's really stuck on you. Like wow, like heavy. All right. But you know, there's a hidden desire here to reconnect, but also I feel like, you know, whatever past games, I feel like this person could be a habitual manipulator or liar, all right, or something like that, and it just kind of put the relationship off for you or something like that. It could have been about, it could be about anything, lying about their background, who they are, the family, kids, it could be anything. But there's like habitual patterns with this person that, you know, as much as they could be emotionally or just strongly attracted to you, in love with you, passionately, everything might be great. They keep things busy and just kind of active for no reason, you know, like it's not so much drama, but attachments and neediness are very needy energy. Sorry if you're here as a cross watcher. I'm so sorry. But another thing here, I feel like um somebody it's like they're afraid if there isn't another chance and another chance for real before we can really end things, because I'm refusing to accept this ending right now because there's an opportunity and think for things. So that's how they're looping. Well, this is just saying, hey, they really don't want to lose further any additional things that you may have just even talked about, not just the fantasy stuff like getting married and all that, but like additional things. It could be backpacking, it could be inviting friends over, it could be going to see mom and dad, it could be anything. They are really attached to whatever relationship style you had with them. For them, it is absolute. But I feel like they could be on the younger side. So there's a lot of learning going on with them. Okay. So let's look at this strength card here. This is a strong Leo energy. I feel like your person is going to try to approach the situation bravely with courage. And they're going to want to probably overcome their fears, or, fears of loss and ego, being attached to their ego. Okay. So I feel like they're going to try to connect with you. Okay. They're going to show patience. They're going to want to give you time to make a decision, think about it, something like that. But they're not willing to, they're going to persist. But I feel like they are interested on, growing something properly here. But, for some of you, they could even like really be taking active measures right now, trying to fix something specifically to better themselves and strengthen themselves. All right. So there's that. And I feel like for a lot of you, there could be, something from, rather than running and chasing and waiting on each other to see who's going to do what. This person might surprise you, and they may try to be more mature about things, because apparently, as we've talked about, they're really not able to let you go, and they struggle with the fact that so this is not an ending for them, and because of that, they're really strengthening their mind. This is wild. This is somebody that's very determined to be a person that can have a relationship with you. I don't, sometimes I feel weird saying to be, in your life and to live with you, but they really want to, they're not ready to let go. Yes, things may be a little unstable, things may be a little rough. This is an Aries card and Venus, obviously the planet of love and romance and all the good stuff. So I just feel like, the reaching out, if it happens anytime soon, it may still feel like, it's a little premature for some of you. You might be like, oh, nothing's going to change, blah, blah, blah. So this is somebody that's kind of thinking back and forth. I need to come across stable. I can't come across like irrational. I can't come across emotional, all over the place. So they want to do things with positive intentions. So they are feeling like a very strong sense of disruption right now in their life. All right. So I feel like they're kind of, wanting to, get themselves back on track, like to feel like, passionate about things, because remember, they could be kind of reclusing, shutting themselves, isolating or something. So I do feel like for some of you, if you do stay in no contact or something like that, this person might actually try to just say, hey, I'm not trying to be confrontational, because they're not trying to be confrontational. So they're going to try to put you in a place where, they don't want to confront why you do these things or how and why, but they would rather, like, for example, heal, fix, grow, or tell me a few things that I can work on or something like that. Okay. Or they could easily come in and say, I'm sorry that you felt like I was gaslighting or manipulating, and I see and I understand it, and whatever it takes. But they're not doing it because they're desperate. They really do love you. They really cannot let you go. I am so, my heart is so, it's like weight down right now with all of that. Definitely in a place where they do not want to lose the dreams and hopes they have for the two of you together. The Three of Pentacles is a strong Capricorn card. It's showing up in the reverse. I feel like something here, I feel like all it takes is teamwork, talking it out, figuring something out, collaborating. If the desire is to fix this relationship or get back together because the opportunity is there, I feel like your ex might, right now, they may not be able to kind of like work on things rationally, or constructively, if you will, or they may just lack the skills because we have them showing up as the page and they're still trying to explore and figure it out. So they could lack the skills here or the willingness to kind of do so, because you know their feelings get hurt a lot. So you have to like handle with care. You just have to handle with care. I don't, and it all depends on how, you know, what you want. If you stay in no contact with them, then that's what it is. But this energy that I'm pulling on for you for this reading is really stuck on you. I feel like in terms of moving forward, you know, if you do stay, like you choose to stay in no contact, I feel like your ex is going through, they're gonna improve in general. Things will be better for them, but nothing in the immediate, okay? Because we do have the desire to be, you know, brave, bold, you know, like all that. That's great. That's their passion, that's their fire, that's their flame inside for you. But you know, putting it to all to work, they don't have all the answers, they don't have all the blueprints. I always call the Three of Pentacles the blueprint card. I don't know why, but it's like the architecture, you know, the blueprint is not designed, but the canvas is there. So that's kind of how I'm reading them for you at this time, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. So if you haven't done so, like the video, let me know in the comments what's going on with you. Subscribe, hit the notification bell for future reminders. If you enjoy tarot, I'd love to see you come back. Okay, for every reading, I do different styles of readings, so I try to keep it a little fresh. If I can, and I try to do like more than like 4 readings a month. This past year it's been very busy, but I so far everything's good going into 2025, so we're gonna keep it that way. All right, love you all so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Cancer.